Almost like they can hear us now.
Okay, well, you need to give the countdown to start recording, champ.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Clap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Close enough.
There we go.
Good enough for me.
We're back.
Yes. And so, yeah, because I didn't get the raid jacket, I can order hair dye.
Seems good.
Question, Tim, do I keep the stream beats on in the background for stream?
Honestly, I don't see why not.
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, it's on YouTube. Like, YouTube don't care. Like, more stuff.
We think in pastel
Oh, I
pink.
might have actually flamed you in the live
No, I
tweet
saw.
from the Studio Blank account.
I saw. You shouldn't
It's a
have.
fact. You actively did not hit the go live button until 8:03.
You're not wrong, but I also had to make sure that Tim and Kevin didn't need anything.
I know. So it's still your fault.
I may push,
I'm
we
going
may want to push start
apologize
to like
our
8:30.
listeners in advance.
We can make it work.
I have a cold, so if all of a sudden I'm like muted and quiet in the middle of a sentence, it's probably because I'm coughing my brains out.
You're hacking up a lung.
Yeah, like I'm going to be missing lungs by the end of the week.
It's not COVID. We're okay.
It's not COVID. I just got a COVID test actually like last week.
There we go. And Nate and I literally did nothing but social distance with my family.
Yep.
Like, and then we were on the slopes and we were all wearing masks on the slopes.
We watched so much Demon Slayer.
Dude, we literally sat
heard.
down and watched the entirety of Demon Slayer with my mom and sister. It was actually a fantastic time. Binged it all in 2 days.
That's a very positive way to spend family time.
My
great.
dad, who doesn't even like anime, was getting into it.
His dad, who was basically, I had to stand up and tell Paul, stop. Your dad's allowed to not like anime, because all of the things his dad was listing as like reasons he doesn't like it were like your stereotypical like I don't like anime because a lot of it's over the top, a lot of it's like unnecessary, which is like, for the most part, that is a staple
Fairly
of anime.
correct. Yes.
That is
These are very fair criticisms.
like very fair criticism. And I'm trying to tell Paul, like, Paul, listen, that's okay. Like, let your dad finish his sentence, and then at the end, his dad is like, yeah, but that I'm actually like, I can get into it.
My dad was like, I can get down to Demon Slayer, and I was like,
I feel like Demon Slayer is a show for a lot of people that it just hits.
Yeah.
You know, like even for non-anime fans, it's just a show that does so many things right.
Well, it's visually, story-wise, the characters interacting with each other, like especially because every time things started getting like heavy, right? Then there would be like, oh, now their bones are all broken, so they're healing now. And you got like 3 episodes of people running around and doing bullshit.
yep.
And it was like the exact, and even like after the climax of the show, the climax happens in episode 20. Like there's still 6 episodes afterwards for cooldown. There's like 3 episodes of that villain's backstory immediately after the climax. Like it's kind of wild.
Yep.
Also, we have now
like,
ordered.
They do a very good job, like narrating the whole thing and giving you a chance to like, okay, they have realized that they have gotten their shit rocked, and they need to take a break and rest.
Yep.
Yeah, and obviously,
We are
love
Shinobu
seeing-
stands.
We are Shinobu stands. I was very clear about that while we were watching it. I was also very, very happy with all of the Zenitsu who's like, I'm gonna be better. It's like, I want you to learn to respect women. Like, you need to learn boundaries, champ.
Just
Honestly, God, my mom was like totally onto the Zenitsu thing the moment it started happening. She's like, he's experiencing cognitive dissonance. He's going into a fugue state. He's disassociating. We were all like, yep. And my mom's a nurse.
And then you
so
watch
like,
him do it,
and then you
like,
watch,
yup.
and you're like, yep.
Okay, I guess that's what's happening.
Like she was totally down with it. My sister was like, this is really good. I really like this.
I think the best part is I was going back and rereading One Piece in the last like 10 days so that I could catch up.
Yo, congrats to One Piece on 1,000 chapters, by the way. We'll talk about that later, but like, continue.
And Cavendish is a character you see in the Dressrosa arc and forward, and he reminds me a lot of Zenitsu. He's incredibly over the top and pretty much useless for most of it. And then he goes into a fugue state and just demolishes things.
Yeah.
Wow. I know we haven't started yet, but I was just, and we're going to be talking about stuff that's new this season. I just want you to know the top 9 things for this season are all returning animes.
Yeah.
Oh, of course they are.
And none of them are like, oh, this minor show. It's like all heavy hitters.
It hits. It hits. It hits.
It all hits.
It
good,
hits. Yeah. Quick point for chat. Never let me shave again. Thank you. That is all.
Wait a second.
What?
No.
What?
I didn't know that they were going to make this show.
What?
Oh, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it when we're talking about this.
Oh, I'm pulling up Mal real quick before.
No,
we say it.
don't. You won't know what I'm talking about by looking at it.
Yeah.
But I'm suddenly really excited for a show I didn't know was happening. I didn't know they were gonna make that. Oh, Tim, I feel like if I DM you, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm hoping I do.
Do you know what that is?
Yup.
Yeah, I didn't know they were making that. I didn't know. it was
I
gonna
thought
be
I
serious.
talked about it, but I guess I didn't.
No, because we talked about the second season. We didn't talk about the spinoff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I didn't realize it was getting its own series. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Okay.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Hold on.
I am also ready.
Okay. This is gonna be a fun week. You ready?
Oh yeah, it is.
Hold on. I gotta do this just to make Nate happy. It's been like 2 weeks since I've done this. Give me a break. Hold on.
Oh, don't worry. If you fuck it up, your track record's the same as if you were doing it week to week. So,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Studio Blank 2021, the anime and manga podcast where you can find all your news, views, and reviews on all things weeb every single week. I want to go 52 weeks this year, guys. 52 weeks.
All right, I'm down for 52 weeks.
Let's just straight do it. Even if it's like 30 minutes, we're doing 52 weeks. Guys, I'm your host. I love Mondays, along with Comfimus and Syndexatrix, otherwise known as Nate and Tim. I'm Paul. We're back. 2021. Winter season is resuming. We had our week off. We had anime and manga had its week off because nothing happened for that first week either. So, like, we're on pace for everything.
Tim's got that look in his eyes. Wait, Tim,
We're back, motherfucker.
Is there a dead horse for you to beat?
Actually, I'm beating a dead horse that's been in the news for over like 10 days now.
It happened
And then
like
this is the
10
last
days
time.
ago.
This is it.
This is the
end.
last
Hit it.
time.
Hit it, Nate.
We will have to talk
Nate,
about
Nate, steal it from him.
No. Tim has been working hard for this every single week, shilling a movie that he cannot see.
And you're not
Tim,
wrong. You can't deprive
What
him of
happened?
On December 27th, 2020, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train became the #1 movie all time in Japan, passing 32.48 billion yen, surpassing Spirited Away as the #1 all-time grossing film in Japan. And honestly, I don't think anyone can discount how, like, that feat at all.
Nope. Not in the
Like,
slightest.
73 days at the Japanese box office was all it took for that movie to surpass the #1 grossing film of all time that had seen 2 releases in theaters.
And it's still not available.
And it's still
to the
in
West.
theaters
Still not even in the
and
US.
still selling ridiculous numbers of tickets.
It's still not
And,
even in the US, and I'm upset.
like, I could have pulled up the news with like how much it had made going into the new year,
Mhm.
and I actively chose not to because I didn't want to beat the horse again. But the total currently is over 34.5 billion yen. It's been the #1 movie for 12 straight weeks.
We had to do it. That's the nail in the coffin. This horse has been dead for months now.
3 months. 3 months I have beat this horse.
And we're finally putting it to rest until it decides to cut. I guarantee tomorrow there's going to be an announcement about the US release.
And if there is, then I will beat the horse for 1 more week.
No, you're gonna get a defibrillator for the horse.
I will dig the horse up,
Come back.
defib it for 1 more week. But
Guys, it's a good week. It's going to be a good week for anime. It's going to be a good week for manga. It's going to be, I mean, like, in all honesty, we haven't even gotten to it on the episode yet. Like, we've talked about other things, but, you know, High Republic officially released today, and Viz Media is a part of that. So we're gonna, like, we can talk and speculate
Star
some fun
Wars
stuff.
Anime.
It's like we can talk all about that.
Anime.
But let's
that's
keep
all I can
going.
say about
Let's
that.
just keep going with some more news with Tim here real quick. I just wanted to mention that because, like,
Dude.
it overwhelmed my feed today, considering the other boys have Star Wars and Scotch tonight. So everybody was like, High Republic. And I was like, Star Wars
Studio
anime.
Blank, Star Wars and Scotch crossover.
Oh, it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
Well, the thing is I'm hoping by the time that it comes out that 1, COVID restrictions will have lifted permanently, that we'll be done with the shenanigans. And 2, we'll be able to do like all 5 of us in the studio talking each week about the show, because I feel like that would be a very fun like set of episodes.
Honestly, I think we'd have to do every other week, just given the way everything
but,
goes.
like, you know what I mean?
Because they're gonna have let's assume that's on like a August-November timeline, right?
Oh yeah.
Like that means we're talking Book of Fett, Mandalorian, like all of the other High
Ahsoka
Republic
Tano.
releases. I don't think Ahsoka's releasing then. Ahsoka's releasing 22. Like, but like you get the point of like and then we have our normal anime stuff that's going to be going on, and by that time I assume we're getting My Hero season 5.
Yeah,
We're getting My Hero like next
It'll
season.
be unreal.
Like it's gonna be redunk. Anyway, like we'll figure out what we're doing with that for you guys. It'll be a good time. Otherwise, let's keep going. I know you have some more news because this week apparently
I do have some more news. I have some Attack on Titan news. This got announced yesterday. At the time of recording, it was yesterday, like really, really early in the morning. So I don't know how many people have seen it. AOT will have 16 episodes in its final season, and we have seen 4 of them. We are 25% of the way through Attack on Titan, the final season already.
Okay, that's cool. So we know
that's
how
real
that's
short.
ending.
That means that we have. That means there are 4 more chapters of the manga left, and the manga chapter will release at the same time as the episode,
which I cannot believe they're doing, and I'm so happy.
It's insane.
Such a good job setting that up.
It's insane, dude. Like I'm not even gonna read it. I'm just gonna watch it at this point, you know, because I thought about reading it, and then they were like doing that, and I was like, and now I'm just gonna watch it.
Okay, but I've got some other Attack on Titan news attached to that. Toonami will start airing the English dub on January 9th at 12:30 a.m. That will be its slot, and Funimation is going to start streaming the English dub on the 10th with the release of the 5th episode. So they'll be 4 weeks behind.
Okay.
So that's not terrible, you know.
And is the English audiobook of Attack on Titan also finishing on the same day as the English dub?
I think
That's
so.
a joke.
There's
there is no audiobook.
I was gonna say there could be. Honestly, they'll milk the shit out of this series. You know they will.
Yeah, but that costs way more money than it's worth. There's no pictures.
You're not wrong.
We have some Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S news that's coming this year. I'm very excited.
Nate got really excited.
They posted 4 preview videos, one featuring each of the beautiful dragon maids themselves.
Well, only one of them's a maid, the rest of them aren't.
Let's be real, they're all dragon maids. That's
Kana's not a maid. Lukoa's not a maid.
No, everyone wants Lukoa to be their maid.
Oh, everyone wants Lukoa to be their mommy. Are you kidding me?
So that's coming in 2021, and it's just gonna be wholesome content.
I'm so excited for that show, and Paul still hasn't watched Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid 1.
I haven't.
We're gonna have to watch that.
I'm gonna force him to watch it.
I mean, in other news, for Patreon news, we're forcing Nate to watch Fire Force Season 2.
Yes, so Nate will be watching Fire Force Season 2. We're gonna do a Fire Force Season 2 episode where Nate has to pretty much talk about all of the things.
Oh man! Oh boy!
This is what I told him. I said, you're not gonna hate it. Even if it's not your thing, you're not gonna hate it. Because like, it's
I
good.
hate that David Production is using their assets to make more Fire Force and not more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We need to finish
what, Nate? I think the funniest part
so we
about
can
that
get
is
part 7.
You're bitching and moaning about David Production not making JoJo's, but we literally just DM'd about a show that they're making instead of JoJo's.
Yeah, I know. I know. But here's the thing. If we get through JoJo's Part 6, then we can get JoJo's Part 7, which is universally acclaimed to be the best part.
That is fair.
You're not wrong.
I started reading JoJo's Part 7, and it is pretty fucking good.
I'm intentionally not reading it.
Okay, so
I have
a little more news.
A little more news. Which, if you did not watch this show, last year. I highly recommend it. This was a winter season show at the start of 2020, and it was incredibly wholesome and some of the best content of the year, and it was very underrated for me. Somali and the Guardian of the Forest.
Yes.
The manga ended, I want to say, earlier this week, or like right around Christmas, because the author had some serious health conditions come up and could no longer finish it. And if you have not watched it, one, it is incredibly visually beautiful. And I should have talked about it in our 2020, like our wrap-up episode, but it was so special to me that I went back and rewatched it over Christmas break. Please go watch it. It's very, very good. The manga is beautiful. And it's just one that I highly recommend. Suppose a kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town, got 2 more cast members, and I'm just going to read the description of the first volume. Lloyd is a novice adventurer whose dream is to discover true strength in the capital he's always admired, despite growing up with neighbors who always considered him weak. The story starts with him departing his hometown, which just so happens to be located right next to one of the most dangerous dungeons in the world. Lloyd may think of himself as powerless, but when he goes to the city that serves as the starter town for adventurers, the difference between him and everyone else couldn't be starker. It's gonna be shenanigans.
So I have at least put that on my list if I haven't read it out yet. In my light novel list. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one was we talked about that one and we like read that and we were like, "Oh wow, that sounds like it'll be hilarious." And knowing that it is coming out this week. It literally aired today on Funimation.
Wow. There you go.
So
I still need to watch all my things on Funimation.
On January 4th on Funimation. I'm literally going to go get my Funimation account set up tonight so that I can start watching this.
Can you slide me that, please?
Looks beautiful. And honestly, it's just gonna be hilarious.
No, seriously, can you slide that for me, please? Just
yeah,
thanks.
Absolutely, we'll slide.
Yeah, thanks.
It does look very interesting.
And literally the next day after we recorded the previous episode, we got the first promo video of the new Shaman King anime.
Yep.
And it makes me incredibly happy.
It looks really good.
I'm so excited.
Shaman King looks great. I'm excited for Shaman King. We're not getting it till fall? Is it fall?
I believe so, but
it's later this year.
We don't have like an app. No, it's April.
We can say later this year because everything is later this year.
Yeah, it's slated for April 2021, and it's going to adapt all 35 volumes, which will be the first time that it's ever adapted the complete collection of Shaman King. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Like, a lot of the characters are being reprised by their original VAs from the 2001 anime. Okay. And for me, that touches my heart in a way that I don't think I can begin to articulate properly.
It's like Optimus Prime coming back to voice Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
From the hit series Optimus Prime.
Yeah. And the company that's doing it is Bridge. They're the people that did Fairy Tail, and Fairy Tail, while it was C tier anime, was visually beautiful most of the time.
Oh yeah,
and
gorgeous.
A fun show.
They surprisingly did spatial distortion and time stuff really, really well. And
when I saw who was composing the show's OST, I kind of got a hard-on because it's Yuki Hayashi, the composer for My Hero and Haikyuu.
Yeah, I knew that one.
And when you see that, you're like, okie dokie. You know it's going to hit diff. And that, my friends, is the news from the last 2 weeks. or the news that I cared about enough to talk about it.
There was probably more. Also, really quick, I just want you to know the main series is being done by David, but the spin-off is not. So I can still be mad at David.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could still be mad at David.
I can still be mad at them.
Okay, guys. So 2021 anime.
We have a lot of new anime starting not only this week but just this season.
Yep.
As a whole.
Almost everything's a returning right now. All the big stuff is the returning.
I have a list. I'm ready to go through it if you guys want to start talking about stuff as we hit it. So,
yes.
Number 1 on the list is Attack on Titan, which has already been running. We're a few weeks in,
and you can just have your moments. And if you need to like take a moment and like go to the bathroom and get your sock for Attack on Titan, please do so now. It's just
we don't need to say anything more about Attack on Titan.
No,
I feel like we've already talked about it more than enough.
I think this is another horse that we don't need to beat to death.
All we'll say again is that 16 episodes. 16 episodes. It's already fantastic. The CG looks great. The 3D CG for the Titans particularly looks real hot.
It's hit and miss, but when it hits,
it hits.
It hits like Truck-kun, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it sends me to another world.
I need Reinier. I need Reinier back. Reinier's daddy now, in case you didn't know.
Okay.
And so is Aaron.
It's so weird how they're just all my dads all of the sudden. I don't know how it happened. This violent change. Just Nate, I have 8 dads.
I really need Misaka to show up soon, just so I can have a moment.
Mikasa.
Misaka. No, he's still thinking about his sock.
I'm thinking.
You know what? That's the YouTube clip right there.
No.
That one right there. I'm fucking it up.
Nope.
That's what's going on Twitter this week.
Cool. Well, you know who doesn't fuck it up is those kids, those nasty kids who are trying to escape from their people farm in the Promised Neverland season 2.
Which highly recommend. Season 1 was very good.
It's great. Not my thing, but it's
Friday.
great.
I need to finish season 1.
It's really quality psych horror.
Yes.
And we don't get a lot of good psych thriller / horror in anime, I feel like.
I think the last good one
this one just hits.
The last good one that I saw was Parasite, Maxim.
Yeah, Parasite was fantastic.
I couldn't consider that horror to the same degree as Promised
It's
Neverland.
psych thriller. It's psych thriller.
Yeah, I can it's like
not horror,
but like
yes.
Thriller horror is more Promised Neverland.
Yeah. Death Note, maybe kind of sort of.
No,
Death Note's psych thriller too.
Death Note, like if it wasn't from the perspective that it was, I could consider it, but because it is, it's more of a detective deduction show.
Yep, fair.
Which is what honestly, makes it so good. If you had watched Death Note as like, I want to say an observer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like an omniscient observer, you could consider it horror.
If you were watching it from L's perspective, you could almost even then, like even
that'd be a fun reimagining.
I would
you know how in Ender's Game you have Ender's Game and then you have Ender's Shadow and that whole series where like it goes into like Bean and Petra's story. I'd love to see that for Death Note, except do it from L's perspective. Like that's a cash money right there. A cash cow, money. Same thing, right? I guess.
Oh, this is absolutely the title that I'm using this week.
We have Dr. Stone's Stone Wars. We have season 2 of Dr. Stone.
That's what I was going to hit up next.
Season 1 was great. Senku is
just as narcissistically obnoxious as you'd hope.
But we get more Tsukasa, and Tsukasa in season 2 is fantastic. For those of you that have not read the manga, highly recommend the manga.
Have not read the
manga.
Very,
very well written.
I'm excited. I put off reading the manga until after this season because I didn't want to spoil myself.
That one doesn't hit me, but you know what's a different form of matter than solid? Liquid, like slime. Because we're getting Slime Sakai season 2 also coming up.
Slimes aren't liquid though.
Week.
But yes.
What?
Slimes technically aren't liquid.
He's a non-Newtonian fluid.
But that's not liquid.
He's a non-Newtonian fluid, which is still a different state of matter than solid. So
Fluid is not necessarily liquid.
that's a fair statement. Air is a fluid. Take it from the engineer.
Okay.
Coming from the engineer's son.
But right? If air is a fluid, right? And slime is a fluid but is not air, then therefore slime is liquid.
Slime is a non-Newtonian fluid. It is neither solid nor liquid.
Hey, you know what?
It's trying, and it's okay. I appreciate the effort. It's fine.
The only thing I know is that they had a solid first season, so I'm hoping that the next one is also good. Boom. You know what else we're getting? We're not getting season 2. We're getting season 2, part 2 of ReZero. That's right. Not 1, but 2 isekais returning in the same season. Wow.
I mean, don't
worry. We're gonna get there.
For multiple isekais in the same season.
I'm actually watching 3 isekais in the same season. What the hell is this?
Yeah, this is a very
just
weird
hold on
for sure.
Is it just 3? Hold on, I'm double checking.
3 that matter.
It's just 3 that matter.
Yeah, it's just 3 that matter.
There's definitely like at least 8 more.
No, I was like, I thought there was a 4th one that I was slightly interested in, but we'll get to that.
And then because we've also talked ReZero a bit to death. One that we haven't talked about a whole lot, that other 3rd one, which we're getting season 3 of, is Log Horizon.
I'm so excited.
I am so incredibly excited about.
I want you to tell the people at home what the title is for the 3rd season.
Ooh, yes, the title for Log Horizon season 3 is I need to find, it's not written down right here.
I'm waiting.
I was gonna say Mal doesn't have the actual 3rd title.
I need to find.
It's the Fall of the Round Table, basically, is what it roughly translates to, is the Fall of the Round Table.
I was trying to get like exactly what it was.
And if you remember what the end of season 2 was, oh boy.
I'm really, really excited for it. Log Horizon, I think, is like, it's the best pure-blooded isekai because it takes itself so incredibly seriously.
Yeah.
Like, to a degree that it, like, there's, like, taking yourself seriously, there's taking yourself too seriously, and then you loop back around to actually being hardcore, and they've hit that point.
Yeah.
So,
and
it's like actually playing an MMO.
Is a good spot.
Oh, absolutely. I love... Yeah. Like, if anybody else did Log Horizon, I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't give a shit about it. But Log Horizon as it exists, especially like with the end of like the last season, they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm just on the US servers. That's why you haven't heard from me. And it's like,
without my arm. My arm still exists in this server, but it doesn't exist in the NA server.
Everything just got so much more interesting. Like, the more that they dive into what world they're stuck in and figuring out it's not just Japan. The rest of the world that was playing this game is also stuck, but they're in their own separate regions. Like,
yep.
I'm so sold. Tim, I think this one's probably for you. Did you know that the Quintessential Quintuplets is getting a 2nd season?
I did know that. My housemates and I have been talking about it. We're very excited.
It's honestly, if season 1's a great show.
Far is they have neutered the thick that were those thighs, and I don't know if it's just like, oh, the promotional art doesn't have them thick, but like we're gonna get into the episodes and they're gonna be thick AF. But
it was a great season 1.
The show has already gone from like an 8 to a 4.
All right. And then, just because I know of your love of all things furry, Beastars is getting another season as well.
Beastars season 1 was top.
I've actually heard really good things that there's no way I'm ever watching it. Just the art style is antithetical to anything that I enjoy.
We're also getting Cells at Work.
Oh, no. We're not just getting Cells at Work. We're also getting the world's greatest spin-off series, Cells at Work Black. So, if you know about Cells at Work is the great story of a red blood cell and a white blood cell going through a happy, healthy human body and taking care of and just like teaching you about how the human body works and all of that. Now, Cells at Work Black is a similar story, except it takes place in the body of a degenerate like me, someone who smokes and drinks and murders themselves. And instead of being a happy-go-lucky, oh, we're gonna go over here, oh, we're gonna do this, they're fighting for their fucking lives. It is dark. It is evil. It is like if someone just made a horror version of Cells at Work, and I'm all in for it. Like, holy shit. I didn't watch
that.
Cells at Work
That was a very
impassioned.
That was a very impassioned speech right there, Tim. I don't want to say anything else because that was really impassioned. We should just skip to the fact that Horimiya is coming as well.
Put in that Nate hadn't already covered.
Yeah. Horimiya.
Just
Horimiya. No, just go to move to Horimiya. It's fine. Horimiya, go.
Black.
Horimiya, go. Because I don't know Jack. About Horimiya.
No, listen, that was the last one. That's where we lost ourselves. But Horimiya, it's made by Cloverworks, and I see at least 3 waifus in the image.
Horimiya is like the quintessential slice of life.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is the show that I'm expecting this season to be your serotonin.
Oh, so it's the sleeper.
I'm just excited.
It's a sleeper?
Horimiya is gonna hit diff.
Oh my god,
because
guys.
it's slice of life and it's technically also shonen, so it's gonna hit like multiple varieties of people.
And I do want to
rom-com.
Yeah, I do want to point out our other title too, because the rest of everything kind of gets a little fuzzy and it's not big three.
Guys, but have you seen this new show called Mushoku Tensei, where a guy was killed while saving a stranger from a traffic collision and was reincarnated as a third and in a world of magic? There's a Truck-kun isekai, guys.
More Truck-kun, I guess.
Also, it's literally called Jobless Reincarnation, so I have a feeling it's probably going to be more comedy skewed.
I really hope it's better than A Million Lives.
Oh, we're getting Yuru Camp Season 2. That's your serotonin right there.
That is also quality serotonin.
I just want Jobless Reincarnation to be better than A Million Lives. That's all I ask.
I'm
gonna watch
very
it.
High.
I'm gonna watch it. The bar's not very high, so I'm hoping.
I was gonna say we're also getting another season of Seven Deadly Sins.
I was gonna go over that because like this,
it's going to be
bonkers.
I still haven't finished Season 2.
The content of it will be bonkers. The quality of it
is to be debated.
How Studio Dean did the previous season is probably going to be C tier or below, and that hurts me inside.
Well, because like I'm pretty sure they wasted all their budget on the movie, and then they wasted all of their budget on Escanor's The One phase, and that's it. Like that was it. Like Escanor being the one was it.
It's a different budget for movie and show.
I know, but like
that's not how it works.
I know, but like that's how bad it was, Nate. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
I haven't watched it, so I can't make any judgments.
Tim,
but hey, did you know we're getting a second season of World Trigger?
Hold on. I want to finish this train of thought. If you've liked Seven Deadly Sins as a concept and as a show, but don't like it, just go read it. Like that's what it boils down to. So if like you don't really care about the way it's been animated and stuff, just go read it because it's actually interesting. Like it's not like One Piece level good. It's not like, you know, JJK or anything.
You're using One Piece as your barometer.
I just like I was just thinking that was the first thing because we've been talking about it. Like it's good, but it's not like knock my socks off. Like if you're looking at it and you enjoyed it, just go read it. That's all I'm saying, and then you won't necessarily be disappointed.
Of it is if you really enjoy Seven Deadly Sins, go read it, and then we're getting a spin-off light novel or a spin-off manga from the creator about the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. In that, like, that's literally what it's called. So I don't know. I feel like that's gonna also kind of hit. Like, I feel like that's a good way to round out that universe, and
that's about it.
Fans of Seven Deadly Sins should just stop watching the anime, go read the manga, get prepared for the spinoff.
Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Yep, 100%.
Yep. And then other than that, there is a ton of new shows that are coming out, but honestly, I do not have time for any of them because of the first shows that we just talked about. Like, there's no time for anything new to breathe right now.
And I don't want to say it's unfortunate.
It is.
But it's kind of unfortunate. Like Redo of the Healer is like the the English title of one of these, and I'm just like, you know, like, and just don't care. And then we have, okay. So the only other one that I was like looking at that just Nate's never going to watch ever is So I'm a Spider, So What? And I'm gonna have to watch this.
I can't believe
you're going to have to watch that.
Paul, it was on my list for light novels. I literally did it as a light novel the week it got announced.
I'm just saying, I don't know if you'll watch it. You don't have to watch it. We know you don't like bugs.
It's
okay.
about a girl who's reincarnated as a spider.
It's a spider Sakai.
And she's like, oh my god, ew, I'm a spider. I'm a spider. So I'm gonna read it.
No, see, I found the one show that Paul should be glad isn't streaming on like any well-known website.
Yeah.
For the season. Jimahen, pure heterosexual exchange that changes a reserve girl.
Yeah,
it's
no.
literally just porn.
You want to know how I knew which one it was? It was because when I was scrolling through, I was like, thank God that this monitor isn't being shared with Stream right now. And I saw that, and the moment you said Paul, show for Paul, I was like, oh, it's that one.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Come on,
no, stop.
She's not wearing a whole lot
Stop
of clothes
this.
in the image.
Get some help.
She could be wearing more, but then again, she could also be wearing less.
Hold on. No, actually, I can't show that.
We don't have.
I love
have
the
a
description of it.
I just
It's
grabbed
really
my
quite
maker's
hilarious
mark
to me.
and was about to be like, yeah, Tim, this is what you're driving me to do.
Yeah, there's a lot, but there's really like not a whole lot of space for anything to breathe.
Unfortunately.
We're getting a bungo, like slice of life. Looks like Bungo Stray Dogs, like chibi show.
Yeah, it looks like
I just need to watch World Trigger
Like a-
season 1.
gag show, kind of like Isekai Quartet.
Kind of like Attack on Titan High School.
Yeah,
Junior high,
stuff like that,
sorry.
which I think will be a good time.
It'll be fun. It'll be like the ReZero chibi show that they did, or
Yep.
the Sword Art chibi show that they did, or
Okay.
the other.
Real quick.
Hmm.
We're getting High Republic Star Wars anime and manga. What do we want to see?
I want to see lightsaber battles.
Honestly,
That was the most lovely dry sentence that had like
What do you
all of the
want from me?
coolest hype of just like matter of fact, like I just want to see lightsaber battles and just like,
I'm
tell
hoping
you-
that High Republic is a ufotable show so bad.
I want
because
ufotable
The
or
lightsaber
phones.
the lightsaber combat would look so goddamn fresh.
Tim, I want to know if you agree with me on this, right? So for High Republic, space battles, fuck off. I don't give a shit. Don't show me anything in space. It's not going to look amazing in 2D. Just show me all of the groundwork of the planets and show me all that cool shit.
Hey, I've seen some really good space combat in 2D.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Was it Cowboy Bebop?
No, it was Legend of
You're
Galactic.
lying.
It was Legend of Galactic Heroes, but yes, Cowboy Bebop.
I know
does a
what
great
you're
job too.
talking about, but like, it's
Like as long as
I
it's
feel
not,
like-
I don't mind if it's not a focus. You know what I mean? Like if we're doing the whole like, let's go back to like the Old Republic, right? If we're doing the whole, oh my God, there's a fleet battle outside the cruiser that Revan, Malik, and the crew are fighting in. Like totally down to have shots of that. But like, I don't want like a Rebels / Clone Wars moment where they're flying around in the like the Jedi starfighters and just like talking and doing stuff. Like it doesn't really interest me.
I don't see. So I'm leaning very Mandalorian-esque here.
Okay.
Where how many times is he in space combat?
Like four
Four.
tops between 2 seasons.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanna
It's like,
point out,
as long
two-
as it's not a
I always
focus.
think those, he didn't engage in combat. It was just flying away,
Yeah.
right? So like out of that, he's had 2 times where he actually engaged in combat. And how long were those fight scenes?
Maybe 5 minutes tops.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't need anything more than that. And putting it into 2D is a disservice to it as like, because space battles as a whole are on a 3D axis. Like
Yeah.
there's no way around that. Every other type of combat, even lightsaber duels, even if you're jumping and spinning, it's a 2D fight. Like there's not that third axis of movement that you're doing a disservice to by putting it in 2D.
Yep, I can agree. I'm just saying that, I'm just saying that I won't mind. I'm just saying that I won't mind.
They did full like hardcore like fighter pilot animation that looked like Cowboy Bebop style, like with all of the tiny little details. All for it. But the thing is, they won't do that. And if they go for space battles, they're not going to put that much effort into it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I kind of agree with Paul. Like, if it isn't the focal point of a scene, but it is occurring in the background, they can do a very good job making it look really, really good. Yes. And then it being in 2D is not a detriment, as opposed to it is, in fact, a benefit. Because there's a lot less that has to go into it to make it look good and still be entertaining to watch as part of the background.
I also want to point out that a lot of what they are focusing on, from what we've seen, like in the release trailer today, is the interpersonal, like the Rogue One stories, that kind of stuff.
Which is
much like the Mandalorian stuff, you know, like we're getting these boots on the ground instead of like all the, like, don't get me wrong, like it'd be the coolest thing ever to have, you know, Studio Bones do like the light speed jump through another cruiser on anime. Like that'd be dope.
Like that's a shot that you can do in TD or in 2D that you can make look really, 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 really good.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't want the droidicas in space and doing the Viper droids on like it didn't work in Clone Wars. It didn't work in Rebels, so don't do it here. You know, like I could see where it, like, you think it'd be cool, but I'm like, we already tried it like twice, so please don't. I just want bounty hunters. I want lightsaber battles. And I want, honestly, I want a slice of life goodness show from the Star Wars universe. Like, I don't even care if it's like two Jedi, like
it's just two Jedi being like
best friends running
on
through
their own, like doing shenanigans.
Yeah,
like I feel like that as a comedy bit, as an anime, would be hilarious.
100%.
Guys, I hate to derail this, but as I've been perusing light novels, as is my tradition, I have found out that Solo Leveling is getting an official US release in a month.
Like from the light novel?
Okay,
or
so
the manga or the webtoon?
I'm just gonna put this in our group chat for you guys.
Sorry, chat. We're getting derailed because like
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I know that this is important.
Okay, so what you guys should be doing at this very moment, at the end of the stream, is going in, using Patreon money, buying that, and then we can have that copy and write it off as a tax write-off.
Okay,
right?
100%.
Like,
yeah.
I'll say no.
I feel
It's in paperback.
I feel
100%.
like that should be part of the collection that will be on display in the studio.
Yeah.
So they're starting the US release of the light novel right now. And I just found that. So
yeah. So
that was kind of important.
Chat, we've beaten this to death over the like span of this last year too. Solo Leveling is incredible. Like,
we didn't beat this one nearly as hard as some of the other stuff that we've beaten.
But it's really good. The webtoon's
good.
Fantastic. We've been putting off reading the light novel because we want to keep up with the webtoon and not get ahead of ourselves.
No. You two have been putting off reading the light novel.
Oh, so you've read...
I have
squinty eyes.
I have finished the light novel to where it's at currently.
Anyway,
I mean, it's done, isn't it?
It's done.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know. Maybe he's just gonna whip something out and be like, "Here's more." I'm trying to
I mean, hey, that's what Ernest Cline did when he wrote Ready Player 2.
That's how Shaman King got another 3 volumes of the manga. He was just "Here you go."
Tim, I just finished reading Ready Player 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Ready Player 1 again. There's if you enjoyed the first book,
It's a satisfying ending.
There's no reason for them to have written the second book whatsoever. Nope.
It's a satisfying ending, but like, yeah.
Paul, listen to the last half hour of the audiobook.
So,
he knows all the spoilers.
What else?
Ooh, let's talk a little bit more about what else is coming this year that we can be excited about, because I'm like looking at Spring 21.
My Hero.
Spring 21 also looks like a hell of a season.
My Hero.
We've got My Hero. We have the return of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, which honestly was a really funny isekai. It was very ecchi, but it was really, really funny, and I highly recommend it, even for those of you that don't like harem shows, because it's God. He doesn't abuse it in the way that you would expect an isekai harem protag to abuse it. He's just incredibly OP.
Can I make a point real quick, just because my brain is doing a thing?
Sure.
The promo art from the 5th season of Boku no Hero looks really, really, really particularly like the new art for the movie that they announced. So I'm really hoping they do the whole. We talked about this like 2 or 3 times. I want them to do the canon thing. Like if the art's similar, I just want them to do the canon thing. Just give me the canon movie. Anyway, that's it.
But I do see that we're getting a Slime Sakai Chibi show.
We are getting Slime Sakai Chibi show.
It's not really a chibi show. It's based off the spin-off light novel manga series, and it's really funny. It's them in the isekai, like in Slime Sakai world, but doing like the most mundane dumb shit.
Yeah. That's like what it's. So it's Dear Diary. I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yep.
So
we're getting Moriarty second season. Okay, can somebody tell me what SSSS Dynazon is? Because I have no idea.
Oh, it's a Gridman continuation.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
It's Gridman. Oh, we're also getting Don't Bully Me, Nagatoro-san,
which is also a pretty good light novel.
That's gonna be really cute.
I'm excited to see Eden Zero, just because fairy tale, but not. Lol.
Yeah,
really
pretty
good.
much. Zombieland Saga Revenge.
Yeah, I saw that.
The title.
I don't care about it.
The title already has me in stitches.
In stitches, he says.
Yes, I went for the pun. Season 2 of Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, which also very funny. Highly recommend.
Are we ready for a fun title? I shaved,
sure.
Then I brought a high school girl home.
Whoa, hey.
I don't know what this is.
I feel about that one.
I'm not either. I just saw it and was like, who's making it? And it's Project 9. So I don't know. I'm very concerned. So we'll see what happens.
I'm reading about what is it? Which one am I reading about? To Your Entity. That looks fun. It's just random.
It's all about a runaway high school girl, is all it is. And
first it takes the sphere. So it's just the traveler.
Oh no.
Then it becomes rocks.
No.
I have no idea what the story's about, but it looks really interesting.
We get more Slime Part 2 in summer 2021.
Yeah.
Is it season 2 part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's season 2 part 2.
We're also getting A Million Lives second season in summer 21, which I don't know how
I will watch it.
I don't know how I got greenlit for a second season, but
it did really well in Japan, actually.
This hurts me. Wait a second. Bandai, are you the people that are doing all the dumb shit?
Bandai doing dumb shit? What? Never. Not one time.
So it looks like they're doing a show called Cestus, the Roman Fighter. And it looks like it's 3D animated.
It is.
In the same way that Dragon's Dogma was. And I just cannot look at that and in good conscience be like, yeah, I'm excited.
So I know we kind of made the point about this when I watched through it. It's not bad, but it's not good. Like, you know when like you watch something and you get used to it, like that, like so you can watch it, but you don't like enjoy it. Like That's how it is you get used to it and you're like, I got the style of animation, like, finally clicked in my head. I don't enjoy it. Like, the story was the story, and the story was good. You just can't, like, the story was great. I don't know, Tim, if you watched it. Like, the story was like a solid story inside that universe, but like, it was one of those things where you're just like, wow. Nate, you can't knock on the story. You can knock on the animation.
I'm knocking on the animation.
That's
it's
fine.
Garbage. It looks terrible. It looks like Berserk.
That's not fair.
That's
Berserk
not fair.
looked better most of the time.
It did.
That is not true. Oh man, I watched 3 whole episodes of that show. What a mistake, man!
Hey.
If I could get that time back, I would use it to sit on the toilet and cry because that's how I felt like I spent my time in the first place. Now,
I'm telling you,
like 3D animation is bad.
Dragon Dogma was,
He says 3D animation.
the story was good. The animation,
that's
once you
fine.
get used to it, was watchable. It wasn't good, but it was watchable.
It was watchable when you got used to it. That alone tells you how bad
Yeah,
it is.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not by any means trying to say it was good. Like, the technology is getting there. As we can see with Mappa doing the attack, Armored Titan and the Beast Titan. Like, it's getting there.
Okay, the Beast Titan was...
It was a
tough.
little rough at times. It was a little rough.
It wasn't...
There were a couple shots where you were like, "Mwah,"
You know
and then
what?
there were shots where you were like,
we
no.
can all agree on though.
What?
It looks like in spring 2021 we're getting an OVA for Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 3, and the picture is just 2 of them in like robes at a spa, and I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, I think I
OVA.
talked about that in the news on the very last episode of 2020.
We might have,
and I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
yep.
You're getting an OVA. Nice, we're getting a Hot Springs episode.
Yay, Hot Springs. It's finally happening.
I mean, like, I'm not always down with Hot Spring episodes, but I'm pretty sure I'm almost always down with Hot Spring episodes.
Hey Tim, you want to go to a Hot Springs and not bring Paul?
I mean, if he's gonna be like, I'm not always down for a Hot Springs episode, then bitch, you don't have to come.
I'm just saying, like,
Look,
there have been Hot
We
Spring
will do a
episodes.
Studio Blank Hot Springs episode without your ass.
Dude, there was a Hot Spring episode in Dragon's Dogma. What do you want me to say? I enjoyed that Hot Spring episode? Fuck no. Like, come on now. Nate's just railing on it. Like, apparently now I have to like every single Hot Spring episode that ever shows it fake. That's exactly what Tim just said.
Paul doesn't like Paul. I don't like fruit. Paul doesn't like fruit. Paul, I ate a rotten apple off the ground once.
There's your social clip, Tim.
That makes sense. Yeah. What do you want me to say? I like the rotten apple. Your fruit's fucking gross. No.
Hey, Nate.
Damn.
Nate.
Hey guys, I found
Nate.
the
No,
horse to beat for 2021.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Paul doesn't like X. Let's flame Paul for X.
Hey.
Yes, Paul.
Why don't you tell our listeners that we're about to go on a break and that they can listen to our message from our sponsor here.
Wow, are you shrugging off your responsibilities of telling our viewers thank you for listening to the podcast for the first 50 minutes or so? We're going to be right back after this message from our sponsors. Hot Paul!
Yeah, exactly like that. It's just because you're editing. I want you to feel good about yourself. Guys, we'll be right back. Thanks.
Quality fucking bits, boys.
Quality content. This is
No, I'm serious. They had a hot spring in the Dragon's Dogma thing, and I was just like,
It's just
like,
it's just a
girl,
large
cute,
fry.
but you know when you just like sitting there and you're like, I can't get into this.
Crying in the club, bro.
Right.
So
Summer 2021 though, like summer, we're getting all this fun stuff.
Summer 21 doesn't look all that interesting to me. To be
It doesn't
honest.
look horrible though.
But there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been announced yet, so I'm like kind of.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like it's pretty bare.
But dude, I'm just banking on Log Horizon so hard right now.
Like we also know we're getting season 2 and season 3 of Shield Hero though. Like we're getting Dragon Maid. We're getting.
I think season 2 might be a summer, and then we'll get season 3 in like winter of 22.
Yeah.
There's literally hold on. There's an anime called Otome Game no Hametsu Flag Shika Nai.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even know what that is.
It was. I got turned into a princess.
Oh.
It's the Doom Flag one.
Oh, okay.
Watched,
it's the Doom Flag.
Season 1
oh, it's that one. Okay.
Yeah, the one that was actually really fucking hilarious.
Yeah. We're also getting Megalobox 2, Isekai Quartet 3, final season of Fruit Basket.
Realist Hero in Summer. What is that? Here, I'm gonna run and pee real quick, or not. You'll be able to tell.
Yeah, my next life as a villainess is getting a season 2 at some point.
We're getting Chainsaw Man.
I'm so excited for fucking Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. We're getting Blade Runner Black Lotus, which is a Crunchyroll original from.
Yeah, I'm not
from
sure
the
how I
Blade
feel
Runner
about
universe.
that concept yet.
Yeah.
That one I'm like pinning. I'm putting a pin in that.
Oh, I want to watch Shumitsu no Wakari.
What?
It's called The Record of Ragnarok in English.
That sounds fun.
Which is literally, so this is high above the realm of man. The gods of the world convene to decide on a single matter, the continued existence of mankind. Under the head of Zeus, the deities of ancient Greece, Norse mythology, Hinduism, and others call an assembly every 1,000 years to decide the fate of humanity. And this time, because of their unrelenting abuse towards each other on the planet, the gods vote unanimously to end the human race. But before it passes, one of the 13 demigod Valkyries puts forth a proposal to anticlimactically annihilate them. Why not give them the fighting chance and enact Ragnarok, a one-on-one showdown between man and god?
We're circle jerking Records of Ragnarok, which I have heard out of Pingu's mouth almost every single day for the past 6 months.
Yeah, no, apparently we're getting an anime, and so I was telling Tim about it.
Yeah, I told you about this.
I did not hear about it. I heard something about the concept, and I was like, oh they're turning it into a manga.
I not only explained it to you, I explained that we were getting an anime.
Okay, well, I totally forgot, because as you can tell...
I was not discussed about... I was not discussed with about
That's
that.
why I was telling him about the concept.
I explained it to Paul in a grocery store in Virginia.
I knew I'd heard the concept, and I was like, we're getting an anime from this, and it's somewhere later, because like it wasn't on like an official list of when. But that's what it's called. It looks interesting.
Pingu was very, very like, oh my god, you need to read this. You will like this. Oh my god, read this fucking manga.
We're getting World Trigger Season 3.
We have done the slump.
Tokyo Babylon. Oh, there's more Gundam mech stuff.
What we want to talk about in the second half.
Oh no. So Cells at Work Black.
So
I cannot believe they're making an anime for that show. Like for that, I'm so happy. That is like, I have this thing where there's mangas that I don't give a shit about, but there's spin-offs that I'll hear about and be like, oh,
have we actually full talked Week Hero yet?
No, we have not.
Do that.
Want to discuss Week Hero in the second half because we're all caught up and read the whole thing?
We can. I can make a very easy addendum to what I've already written for the show notes.
Yeah, there you go. That works. We can do that. Easy.
Alrighty.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Welcome back to Studio Blink, you beautiful bastards.
This is not the PDS show.
I love Philip DeFranco.
I love Philip DeFranco too, but like
the PDS. The PDS used to be great.
It's still pretty good.
I haven't watched him in years.
I was an avid watcher of the Philip DeFranco show for a very long time. I even have Philip DeFranco merch. I have the Pokemon Go hoodie from like 4 years ago when it came out.
Do you have his name tattooed on your ass?
No.
Just his thumbprint.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to our first episode of 2021. That's one way hell of a way to do it, Tim. Good to know that you.
Don't worry, nobody needs to know about what happened in the ad break. No one needs to know what got touched where or by who or for how long.
Nate, it's fine. You're in charge of editing. You can just sneak whatever you want in. Anyway.
Oh yeah, so we're just gonna make sure that we talk about Paul.
Good job. Anyway, so we finished Week Hero. Guys, if you don't know what that is, you can check it out on a webtoon. It just finished. It just finished.
I think there's 2 chapters left that are still
Fast Past. Should be one by the time of this episode. Should be one.
When this episode releases, there will be one chapter left that'll be Fast Pass.
I haven't read I take that back. I was gonna say a high school fight anime, but I just realized like half of the stuff I'm reading is high school fight anime manga. Like God of High School, Weak Hero, Unordinary, Solo Leveling, My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Solo Leveling isn't high school at all. You kidding me?
He's just out of high school.
He's college, dude. He's like 22.
I thought when he started.
So
you're right.
At
when
least
he was
5.
Yes, at least 5.
At least 5. So Weak Hero to me is the antithesis to Unordinary. It is a show where the story didn't really grab me. I don't really like. It's there. It's happening. Stuff's like moving forward. But I'm reading it because I love all the characters and I love their interactions with each other. And I love like the growth that they have.
Characters, and the character interactions are some of the best written that we have seen in a long time in a lot of the webtoons that we've been reading.
Oh, absolutely.
I put its character interactions miles ahead of God of High School. Like God of High School is good and it has its moments, but like Weak Hero is consistent. Like Weak Hero is consistently in and out, in and out, in and out, like beautiful little moments of like whether you're doing flashbacks or current or like what this means for the rest of like the societal construct as it be.
Yeah, like if God of High School had the level of character writing that Weak Hero does, I think God of High School would have been one of the best webtoon of all time.
Yeah, but I just love like all those little character interaction moments, like
Teddy
even
with
when
the cat.
Teddy, where you first meet Teddy and you're like, what a piece of absolute shit. Like, I hate him so much. And then he gets his brains bashed in, clearly in the most humiliating way possible. And then like later on, you start learning more about him. It's like he likes cats. And he's just like, you know what? I'm not going to beat people up. I don't have a reason to. And then he sees some kids throwing rocks at a cat and he's like, all right, you're all going to the hospital. Like he literally like goes to class and he's like, don't worry, there's nobody hurting that cat anymore.
Well,
he's like,
because
it.
Our friend who is like not a fighter at all, he's just like the super brainy kid who's like, I know all of the rankings.
Eugene.
I know all the rankings from all of the fights and websites. He's great. I love him to death. But like he doesn't have a lick of fighting ability, and he sees this cat getting.
True. He's not totally useless.
He does have a full lick and then 2 arms. He can grab on people's legs real good.
I'm just saying that like if you threw him in against Ha, there would be nothing left.
If you threw him in against most of them,
he loses every single fight.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's not a single character that was introduced in the entirety of Weak Hero that would not have kicked his teeth in.
Anyway, Eustace is like, this cat! And Teddy walks by and sees it too. And he's like, you go to class.
What the fuck is this Eustace bullshit? His name's Eugene.
I know.
He looks like a Eustace.
He looks like the only way I picture him. I know his name is Eugene, and I love him dearly.
I'm just using it because Tim's using it. It's too good.
Paul's excuse, I didn't read the source material.
Anyway, Teddy's, out here, like, you go to class. It's fine.
He's like, don't worry.
I got this. And comes back and is like,
a lot more than I thought I would.
And my favorite part about that is, like, Teddy does it quietly. Like,
yeah.
Like, I have something against characters who have this humongous, like, internal character shift, and then they, like, parade it. You know what I mean? Teddy's just like, huh. Okay.
He literally, when he's sitting at his desk later that day, he's like, I'm not here for glory. I'm not here to help anybody. But if they need me to, I'll play the villain. And he's like, I was like, you know what? I can appreciate that. I can enjoy that. And even then, like, this character, we've been discussing him for like five minutes. He is a minor side character. Like,
but like, even look at Eugene from like the first 5 chapters to where he is at the season finale. In 126 chapters, the amount of character development you see in Eugene is unreal. And he again is more of a side character.
Yeah. And then like that's just not even to mention your main characters like Gray, who at the very beginning you're introduced to him and you figure out that he's dealing with all of this trauma and he's been completely locked up for who knows how long simply because of it, at least like a year and a half. And then like he just sits down and he starts talking to Ben.
To remind a point, because you said something that made me think of something else, is Gray is the best version of John in some function.
Yeah,
like
I think that's
like Gray is
statement.
They
actually up until they swapped schools, they were relatively parallel, where one of them they're both quiet in the background, weak, and then snapped, went a little bit overboard and got shut down, and then got sent to a school for children that are okay.
Incidentally, the other part of it is that they're both hyper smart. Like they're you say weak,
John hyper smart,
hyper talented.
John
hyper talented, absolutely hyper talented.
John's incredibly talented.
So John's whole power, literally.
Yes, and he's very good with his power. But can you give me 3 examples outside of that?
I mean, he was a A+ student, if I remember correctly. Like, he wasn't just the strongest. He was like one of the higher scoring students. He was a pretty good student
before he started fucking off.
Like, so if Gray simultaneously was not the top student as noted by like Steven's existence, right? Like, yeah, like Steven was just like, ha, and then curated it. Yeah, but my point is more so about the fact that like Gray, after snapping, understood that his snapping was a mechanism that was there to like abolish the system that caused it. John's is a measure that is a personal vendetta anytime he feels like he gets slighted, right? Yeah. Like Gray immediately goes, why do I care about this guy? Like, I don't. Like, he's just here because he's doing it because he feels like he has to. If I have to beat your ass, I will beat your ass. Like, but I'm not happy about it. You know what I mean? Until later in the series where he's like, oh, well, I guess I finally got the taste for beating people's ass because now I know I can do it, right?
He's got the taste for ass.
And then you have this juxtaposition where you see John self-serving goes after it because he feel like he's got slighted. He's like, well, now y'all like should have listened to me because of blah, blah, blah. And Gray's like, I don't need the spotlight. Like, I'm just here trying to do me. Like, if you get in my way, I guess it's a problem. So, like, move, So we have all of this, and it just feels like, on a character level, I think that's why I enjoy Gray as much as I do, is because he embodies like the one of my favorite principles, which is like, to be the strongest, you don't have to propose yourself as such. Like, it's walk softly, carry the big stick. Kind of idea.
Warrior can fight without a sword.
I was gonna say, and Ben does a lot of the same things.
Exactly.
I love Ben. He doesn't go out of his way to like be an asshole
or beat somebody
unless he's provoked and it's necessary. Like the fight with Jimmy, like that's like the first time you see Ben really go off, and that's after a large amount of provocation.
That is after literally every single thing that Jimmy can do.
To be fair, they both knew it.
Strings. Oh,
like,
yeah. Well, it's like,
that's my favorite part, is like they were both in that going, look, this is how it is right now. This is what we have to do. Ben was like, yeah, he kind of really, like, once he got to Jimmy, he was like, I know you did it because that's the only way you could get to me, so I'm not really mad at you. So, like, let's just get on with it. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, and Jimmy knew that too, and, like, they kind of just had this thing, and I'm not going to spoil that fight real quick, but, like, you get, you know.
I think we're going hard spoilers.
Hard spoilers? Noting, hard spoilers. Anyway, continuing.
Considering we have already gone all the way to 127 and then back within the first 5 minutes, like, I think it's just a fair assumption at this point.
When Ben wins, like, both of them understand that it wasn't, like, this grandiose thing. He was just like, I won. And then Jimmy was like, don't you dare touch them. Like, and then you don't beat them because, like, they're only here because they were ordered to be so. So, like, that's not worth that either. Like, both of them had this very clear understanding of both the, like, system they live in and what their roles are. And, like, again, I think that's what we enjoy about it so much, is, like, watching them have interpersonal relationships that, like, are complex and visually understood. You know?
I think the same could be said about the Jake G and Ben fight. Like, it's one of those things, like, it got to the point where, like, they both knew that it had to happen.
The best thing was both of them were like, I don't want to be your enemy. I don't want any beef. I just want to fight you. Like, that's it.
I want to end the discussion here. Like, this is the end of it. There will be no more bullshit between anyone else. We're ending it now between the two of us, and no one.
I think I flipped the characters in my head. Was what I was saying.
I'm really interested also to see where Jake G's character goes, because he seems to very much be Ben, but in the Union. Like,
yeah, Jake is like the most level-headed.
I think we're gonna see Jake flip.
Like the best villain you can get.
I think Jake's there because he's there. I don't think Jake's there because he wants to be in the Union. I think Jake is there because he is there.
Didn't we already get his backstory that he's not?
Yeah. He's literally, he was like, I'm here in the Union because you were going to come help me kick the guy's ass who put my brother in the hospital. And ruin his chances at, like, college sports and pro sports. Like, he was like, I don't give a shit. Like, if it's you, I don't give a shit if it's cops.
It was literally, like, the flashback was him and his brother, and the Donald Nas guy's approach was like, hey, you're strong. We want you in the Union, whatever it takes. He's like, nah, dude, I don't want to do that. And he tells his brother's like, yeah, dude, fuck that. Don't do it. His brother's leg gets broken. He's like, don't do anything stupid, Jake. He's like, you got it. Hey, so Donald, I will join your Union if you help me rip the assholes out of these guys. Yes, cool. Thanks. Let's go. And there was nothing. Like,
yeah, Jake joined for a very self-serving reason, but he doesn't abuse the power that the Union provides him. He doesn't go out of his way to, like, get himself involved in things that he doesn't feel he necessarily needs to be involved in.
Because then you have,
like, as opposed to, and I want to note that that's opposed to Jimmy, who, like, Jimmy's whole thing is like, I want to climb this ladder because, like, I got a taste of the ladder.
Well, I also wanted to throw out Wolf, who is just picking fights for the sake of picking fights.
Yep.
Like, literally, he's inventing rules to fight people as things are going on.
Yeah, you looked at me, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, he's literally like, if you look at me for more than 3 seconds, I get to kick your ass. And that's, like, become a universally known rule. So at this point, this guy gets to go around and just start mad dogging people. And if somebody keeps eye contact for 3 seconds, he's crossing the street and whipping their ass.
Like, that's literally how we get the Wolf K Gray fight. And
I want to point out, favorite moment from that entire fight was before the fight where Gray was like, where are we going? He's like, Wolf's waiting for you on the rooftop. And he just had a mental breakdown Like, he started panicking. He was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
And of course you see Eugene and Rowan was there.
Rowan was there,
Yeah, Eugene and Rowan are both like, holy shit. They're bringing Gray to the roof.
I love how when Ben finds this out too, Ben freaks out we haven't talked about this. Ben is single-handedly the best example of how to be a friend to people who are like in deep shit. He literally goes, I'm going to sit here and you can talk as much as you want. And that's all I'm going to do. He's like, if you want to tell me, cool, I'm here for you. If you just want to be quiet, cool, I'm still here for you.
Chicken. Eat the chicken.
Like, and that's it.
You need someone, I'm here.
Like, and Ben just sits there and he's just like, and it literally goes like, and he listened to Gray's whole story. And that was it.
It's even better. Like, before he even do that, Gray was like in passing, he was like, hey, Gray, come hang out with us on the rooftop. He's like, no, I hate rooftops. And then Ben immediately was like, all right, I'm going to scour this entire school and find a location that isn't a rooftop that we can hang out at, because I want this kid to be with us. And he says no to rooftops. So we say no to rooftops.
Like, Ben is just the best. In all honesty, Ben is the best.
What, such a good, wholesome human being.
Now, I would also like to point out what I was going to, is the moment Ben finds out that Wolf took him to a rooftop, he goes, oh shit, I have to get on top of the roof. And there is no hesitation. Ben's like, shit, I'm beating your ass up there. I'm beating your ass to get up there. I'm kicking through this door.
Nobody, you don't see Ben's side of that at all. You see Ben say, oh shit, I need to go. And then you come back to the rooftop for that fight. The fight's over. And then Ben bursts through the door and it's like, wait, wasn't that locked? Weren't there 5 guys on the other side of it? What's going on here? And you just look, it looks like down the stairs. There's 3 guys bloodied on the stairs, and the doors just swung open, and Ben's like, holy shit, Gray, my boy.
My son, come here.
There's also the other side of the way Nate just said that is like, oh my god, Gray, my boy. You know, the moment where the guy's like, holy shit, you did it. I didn't know that you needed to do it, but I'm so proud of you, but holy shit, I have to get you to a hospital. It's that tone in his face, and you're like, yeah, that's a feeling. You know?
I also love the tiny times when Ben was visiting him in the hospital, but he's like, don't tell anybody that I was here. I got you, but don't tell anybody that I was here. And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm busy. Can't go. He's like, Ben, what a fucking piece of shit, not showing up to the hospital.
Yeah.
Also,
go ahead.
Can we talk about Go-Go?
Oh, I love Go-Go. I love Alex so much.
Alex Go is
Go-Go gadget boy.
That you know that just he cares so much about other people and worries so much about other people that he stops putting himself first, which is a problem. A very good thing and a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse, because he's willing to go to the ends of the earth to protect his friends and the things that they care about, but then forgets that his own life is worth value sometimes.
He was willing to get beat the fuck up and just hide it so that Ben wouldn't have to get into a fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's literally like, if Ben knows that someone came after me and targeted me because of him, A, he wouldn't be able to live with himself, and B, he would rip them just apart.
Yep.
There would be no mercy there. And I'm not here to start a fight, so I'm just going to let this die out.
Can we...
Yeah, that's... Go-Go literally tries to avoid the Gonghak confrontation by taking a beating.
Yep.
So that Ben doesn't get involved.
And can we point out the fact that he knows just how strong Ben is because he was there before?
Oh yeah.
He has no reservations about how strong Ben is in the slightest. He's like, if it comes down to it, he's gonna beat your ass.
He hands down. In the very, because this is very early on when this entire situation's happening.
Yep.
He's even saying in his head is Ben will win the fight. That's not the issue. But he doesn't want to fight, and I don't want him to fight because I know he doesn't want to.
Yep.
He will.
And I think that's one of my other favorite evolutions of Ben throughout this whole thing is Ben realizing, along with what's Gray's happening and why Gray's going through what he's going through, is he's like, why does this exist? Ben's
I
like,
do
what?
love-
Ben's like, what? Why? First of all, secondly, how? Third of all, how do I get rid of it? And then like he comes to this conclusion after the it's not Jimmy. I'm switching up their names in my head right now. End fight.
The Jake.
Jake. At the Jake fight.
It's not Jake. I think it's
around the Jake fight where he's just like, look, I just kind of have to go to war with the Union.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, Jake is the stepping stone to Donald now. You know?
Because at that point, they're taking out 3 of the second in commands, and they're like, well, this clearly wasn't supposed to happen this way, because Jimmy was like, I'm gonna pick a fight, and then lost. And then what's his name was like, I'm gonna pick a fight, and then lost. And then Wolf was like, I'm a fight.
Wolf was like, I gotta clean up their messes. And then got his ass kicked.
And he got his ass kicked. And then and then Jake just like, I want to see what happens. And
I mean, I don't think Jake was really so much, I want to see what happens. Jake was like, this is the natural progression of things. Everybody needs it to happen. I really don't want my guys suddenly getting beat up because like somebody wasn't keeping their mouth, like somebody was running their mouth. You know what I mean? He's like, let's just get it over with. Like, we know everybody needs like, and I just want to fight you. Because like at the heart of all of this, that's the other thing, is like, they're all boxers. Like, we're not in like a traditional boxing sense because like of the context of the, like,
it's all dirty boxing.
It's all like, we're actually fighters. It's like the guy who gets into the MMA ring and is like, I'm actually going to like go into fight because I enjoy fighting as like a sport. Like, that's what they are. That's really what they are. You know? And it's like, Ben was like, well, time to put the gloves back on. And John was like, oh, I mean, yeah, like, I guess we just got to do this. Like, let's go. And
what kind of sounds did you just make? Can you make those for me again?
No.
Come on, Paul. I need a social clip.
No.
Oh, but can we talk about, you know,
I want to talk about one more thing because
Hero.
we got to like start slowly. We have time. Continue.
So we talked a lot about Weak Hero and we mentioned Unordinary just a little bit. And I want to talk a little bit about the most recent couple of chapters, and they're fast pass, and I don't want to spoil a lot of it for those of you that aren't current.
I wanted to do one more note about Weak Hero after this too, because I want to talk Donald.
I do want to say Unordinary Story is picking up, and that I'm so incredibly interested in where it's going.
100%.
John might actually get his shit rocked finally, and maybe he'll just finally get it through his fucking head, and we'll have that go moment of like, okay.
So here's what I really hope happens. I hope Sarah comes back with her powers and kicks his teeth in.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm afraid that if Sarah comes back with her powers, with the existence of John's powers, that she might get her shit rocked.
Well, so here's the thing that you need to remember. John probably won't hit Sarah.
I mean,
I don't believe in that one right now.
I think that because he smacked her in like one of the more recent chapters, right?
Yeah.
And the moment that he did, he was like, shit. Like, he was still mad, but he was like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. So I think he still has reservations about getting into a fight with her. And especially if she comes back with her powers, he'll be shooketh.
So here's the other thing that's about that. John's a prodigy.
Yes.
Sarah plays with time. You fuck up time, you get your shit rocked. She's been fucking around with time since she, like I think the skill gap is what, like, I want that to be like the, oh, like, you think you're all hot shit because you can copy other people's shit. And, like, he's going to try it, and her fist is just going to smack right into his goddamn face because he fucks it up. And he's going to keep fucking it up, and he's not going to be able to do it. And I just want it to happen that way because, like, how else would it be fitting would be for John to try and replicate something that he can't actually replicate and get his shit rocked in. Because that's the only thing he can replicate at that point.
All about it. Basically, like, so John can copy anybody's powers and enhance them, right? But the problem is like, you can enhance a needle, but it doesn't make you better at sewing, right? It's all about the trained movement and learning how to do it. So if her power is something that has taken her that long to like get under control to that degree, I don't think John's gonna be able to pick it up overnight.
Yeah.
I think he'll be able to do it.
I think he's gonna get his shit rocked.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to be by Sarah or if it's going to be by someone who shall not be named at this moment.
Yeah, but I'm like, with the way the last chapter happened, I'm really excited.
So real quick, I want to go back to Weak Hero and finish this up. Donald Na, because I've seen it both. Donald Na is probably the most convincing villain I've seen out of my most recent reads and watches. Like, there's other people that have been like more charismatic or more like, right? Like, but he's just convincing. Like he's one of those guys, like, especially when you like get his backstory with him being orphaned and all this other stuff and being like, never again, fuck all that, right? Like, yeah, and all of that. He's just convincing. Like,
he's incredibly intelligent. He's very calculating,
very strong,
and honestly,
very charismatic.
Yeah, he is incredibly charismatic. He to me is someone that could sell Narcan to a heroin addict at rates that are unreal. Like, he could be like, you know what? Drugs are good for you, and you should do them, and this is why, even though it's all lies.
Yeah.
And you would do it. And that's the thing that, to me, makes Donald Na like one of the most interesting villains that we've seen in a long time in a lot of media.
And I'd like to say, like, in all honesty, like, villain is a very loose term here. You know what I mean? Like, he's a villain. He's more so just the antagonist, you know? Because I think villain has a very specific connotation to it here. He's just like,
Tim,
this is what I'll say about this. Let me finish. Because like I have to finish the process here for you to get the context.
Go ahead.
He is maintaining his hold over the one thing that scares him, which is being broke as shit in a ditch again. Right? Like, that's why I just say villain is a very loose term there. Because like all he's doing is like extorting adults for money, making a system by which I have to say this all out loud because I also realize how ridiculous it is to say that he's not a villain in the traditional sense, right?
So much is.
He
only using extortion for just money.
He's extorting adults, extorting children, sending people to the hospital on command.
That's the part that I won't disagree with, but like, the understanding economics, understanding his like the form of economics that is social constructs to be like, you just want to buy our stuff. Like, I'm not making you buy it. Like, but like, you probably should buy it. Right? Like that's just like 10,000 IQ plays. Like, I can't say that's necessarily villain. Like, the sending people to hospital on command, sure. Like, the making shit tons of money because he understands like how to play off this and refuses to go back to being a poor motherfucker in the dirt orphan again. Like,
money isn't necessarily bad. Beating children is. We've been over this.
He's a child too. It's just as bad.
People out to the beach to beat them half to death. That's not how it works.
Not just that, he takes them to construction sites and beats them half to death.
It's not as many beaches in South Korea, but you know what there is? There's plenty of light novel titles, boys.
I just want to say that like he is one of those like, I don't want to say Deadpool, but like you kind of get the idea when I say Deadpool. Like, he is like one of those complex antagonist who is extremely likable because of like how he is, but is also like one of those like, he's a bad guy, I really don't want to touch that with like a 10-foot pole, like let's not play with that.
I think
he's past the anti-hero part. Like John at this point in Unordinary is an anti-hero. No, he's not likable because he's an anti-hero.
No, John's a villain at this point. That's what I'm saying. Is like if you consider John an anti-hero, I think Donald is close enough to that like you could play that line.
Hero in Unordinary. I can't consider John a hero because there's nothing that he's actively working towards for the betterment of society. Correct?
Yes.
Correct. He is in fact doing the opposite of that. That's why I've put him as anti-hero.
That makes him a villain. No, anti-heroes work towards the same goals as heroes, but not necessarily in the same ways. Well, Deadpool's an anti-hero.
I'd say then Donald,
depending on how you look at him.
I'd say then in some respects Donald's there too then.
For a while, John can be considered an anti-hero when he was Joker.
Yes.
Yeah, when he was Joker,
Yes.
he was a quality anti-hero.
Yes.
He was not doing good things, but he was doing them for the right reason.
Yes.
The means were not good, but like the end goal was like on track for like a positive change.
Yeah.
And then it got to his head, and then he just became the villain.
So I also want to point out about Donald. I want to know more about what he's doing scholastically, because that's very interesting that they hinted at the end, right? Like, not only is he studying Gray, he's also the first place in a lot of these scholastic things getting the money to fund what he's doing. And like that's why I can't necessarily place him in that full villain category, is because that implication right there is like far too broad of a social collective for me to be like, he's just a selfish bitch. Like,
it's almost like making your school look better keeps people off of your back so he can pay off the officials and make them happier. Be crazy.
Again, extortion is always bad.
But I also want to. The other thing is, I also want to figure out what's going on with him, Gray, and Steven, because I feel like there's a link in there somewhere that we haven't like seen yet, because like it's way too.
He's gonna be linked to Steven somehow.
There's a triangle somewhere in there. I just don't know what it's made out of. You know, like whether like he was Steven's protege before Gray, and then he turned and got orphaned, and then was on the streets homeless. Like I don't know what it was, but there's something there.
I'm expecting a funnel.
Fuck.
What? The fact that that's like context now is ridiculous.
So hey guys,
Oh,
have you been reading lately?
yeah,
That's right, you probably did, considering we just talked about an entire webtoon. You know what else you can read? A light novel. And now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Nate, these last couple light novels, they're not great, but I'm going to throw you with a good one for the first light novel of 2021 with our brand new light novel. And there's no way that Cherry's read this because it literally just started coming out in like November. It is called, and Tim, I think you'll like the name, Our Crappy Social Game Club is Gonna Make the Most Epic Game.
Oh, that's too realistic.
That's it.
Okay, continue.
Past trauma leads Shiriseki Kai to abandon the world of social game development, so he transfers to Maikun High School to start a new life. But on his first day, he meets Aoi Nanaka, the president of a low-tier social game club, and finds out the club is on the brink of disbanding and is also populated by total weirdos. The programmer, Ushima Aya, is a crazed gacha addict. The illustrator, Karubo Eru, faints from the cuteness of her own drawings. Kai joins the club, which gives them enough members to continue, or so they thought. The student council hands down an ultimatum: win a competition against another school or disband. Now their management talents will really be put to the test. With the skills that he's nurtured and his new set of friends, can Kai face his fears to create the ultimate social game?
That actually
Among
sounds
Us.
very entertaining.
It actually sounds really good.
Dude, listen, I came out swinging this year, all right? I held up my
That's real
end.
good. I came in with the good social clip.
That one actually kind of had me in stitches. I'm very excited to start reading that.
It's
Send it to me, please.
yeah, well, it's like
Guys,
Just put that one in the group chat.
Guys, thanks for listening to our first episode of 2021. We're going to try to do 52 weeks here for this, and we'll be doing some more YouTube content, figuring out how to reorient the Patreon to give you guys some fun stuff and all of that. But we appreciate you. We're looking forward to 2021, winter, spring, summer, and beyond, because good Lord.
fall. It's called fall. It's not called beyond. It's called fall. There's 4 seasons, Paul. There's 4 of them. It's not that hard.
Nate, where can they
Autumn
find you
would
at the
have also
internet?
been an acceptable term.
Where can they find you on the internet so they can hear all your yelling rants?
You can hear me yelling every single day over twitch.tv/Comfamous, except for Sundays because I'm smart. Also find me on Facebook Gaming, hopefully more often soon. Find my YouTube content at youtube.com/Comfamous, and find me ranting on Twitter and Instagram at Comfamous because I'm that simple. Hey, Tim, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/SyndicSatrix, twitter.com/SyndicSatrix, on twitter.com @StudioBlankPod, because I run that account and don't let anyone tell you different.
He's not wrong.
And you can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/c//SyndicSatrix.
Okay.
I've butchered that. But I'm going to be putting up more YouTube content this year. That was my only resolution for 2021 that wasn't related to the podcast.
And then, Paul, we can find you winter, spring, summer, and beyond where?
You guys can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/RareDrop, because twitch.tv/I Love Mondays is used maybe once in a blue moon when I'm doing music stuff. And then you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/I_love_Mondays, MUNDAYS. And then also on Instagram at the same, kind of just posting about occasional things every so often. And otherwise, you'll catch me right here. And you'll catch me at twitch.tv/RareDrop doing Reckoning Hour and our Studio Blank watch parties on Fridays as we're going through Vinland Saga at the moment, finishing up that this weekend and next. We hope you had a fantastic week, a fantastic New Year's and holiday season. Happy holidays to you all, no matter what you're celebrating. And we'll see you guys next week for Studio Blank. Have a great one.
We're a special guest.
Well, calm down there, Mickey Mouse.
Woohoo!
Hi, kids. Do you like violence?
That needs to be a meme now with the 4 seasons. Hey, I said beyond because, like, we're going further than all the things. Go beyond plus ultra.
Guys. Winter, spring, summer,
and beyond.
Okay, so when it comes time for fall 2021,
yeah,
it's just beyond 2021.
Yo, guys, we have finally reached beyond of 2021. We've officially entered the apocalypse season because who knows what's going on.
God, I wish I had kept recording. That would have been hilarious.
I already stopped. Are you kidding me?
It's in the video if you want to rip it.
No, there's audio in the background because you're playing the music.
It's really quiet.
God damn it, Paul! You fucking soiled it.
Guys, thanks for watching. Cherry, we'll see you later. You can catch Comfy tomorrow. You can catch me tomorrow on the RareDrop channel doing Reckoning Hour. It's gonna be a good time.
If you have ideas for what new Patreon content you would like to see in the revamp, please let us know.
Yep.
Trying.
Because I think that would be very helpful to get input on those, from those of us that are, being given money.
Yeah, if the people who are giving the money want to give input, please do.
Yep.
Yeah,
we love you.
If you give money and want to give input, please do. It will help us give you better content for your dollars. And I'm going to tweet about that as soon as we're off of this stream so that I remember to do that.
I feel that on the spiritual level.
Because I meant to do that on January 1st, but didn't because I am big stupid.
There's Nate. I just said there you are. Also, remind me never to shave again. Okay, thanks. Bye!